I'd been meaning to get around to watching Davy Crockett for quite a while, so I was pleased to see that it was on Disney Plus. This is the 1955 film, full title Davy Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier. This is directed by Norman Foster, written by Thomas W. Blackburn, and the description from IMDb sums it up much better than I ever could, and this is: American frontiersman Davy Crockett fights in the Creek Indian War, is elected to the US Congress, and fights for Texas at the Alamo. We are dealing with various aspects of American history that I know very little about. I'm very interested in American history, and particularly anything that involves the West, but my knowledge isn't that great. So for me, I was kind of watching this for the information, but I'm also aware that it's probably not historically accurate. So please feel free to let me know anything that's glaringly inaccurate, because I'd rather be educated with the truth than what Disney has told me. But it's a really interesting look at this individual of Davy Crockett, who I've always been fascinated by, because I've kind of always known the song in this, Davy Crockett. It's a song that I've known forever. I think it's been on various Disney compilation albums that I've had. So I've always kind of been quite interested in Davy Crockett, and this interpretation of the character of the individual that is in my head, I found to be quite pleasing, quite what I would have expected. Davy Crockett here is played by Fez Parker, and I think his performance was brilliant. Obviously, we need to talk about political correctness. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that, though, because it's a product of its time, and it's a historical depiction. If this was set in present day, or even if it was contemporaneous at the time of release, it definitely would have been quite questionable. But because it's telling a historical story based on myths or otherwise, you kind of have to accept these things and learn from them, of course. With regards to the cinematic aspects, I thought it was well shot. There are some pretty intense fighting scenes that I thought are well choreographed. The scenery is gorgeous. I'm not sure where it's filmed. I'll see if I can find that information out just now. But visually it was very stunning. The costumes are great. Again, maybe not accurate. If you know anything about how accurate or otherwise the costumes were, please feel free to let me know. This is basically my source of information for this kind of thing. Apparently a lot of it was filmed in Tennessee and in North Carolina and in the John's Conejo Ranch in Thousand Oaks in California. 100% mispronounced that. But mostly North Carolina and Tennessee. Visually, it is absolutely stunning. I thought it was pretty decent. It's probably quite questionable. I'm sure there are things in this that I didn't think was offensive because I don't have any other point of reference, but there are things that are probably historically inaccurate and therefore not the most inoffensive. But I enjoyed it. I liked it enough. I probably wouldn't watch it again, but I certainly would watch other Davy Crockett films. It's not the most Disney of films. I was expecting something a little bit less violent. But then maybe that would have made it even more inaccurate. I don't know. But either way, Davy Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier, for me, I think was worth the wait. Probably wouldn't watch it a second time, but I do recommend it.